Alright, so this is part C. We're going to try to squeeze in as much as we can of this last section. Take a look at page 38. Number 37 is done for us. Problem number 37 is done for us. So we're going to go ahead and do number 38. Page 38, problem number 38. You see a little theme going along here? So here's the problem. 10 over m minus 2 plus 5 over 2 minus m. What's happening here? The denominators, same thing. We want to make them the same. But if you notice the denominators are kind of already the same, I just have to switch these around. The 2 and the m, just reverse them, exchange them. But remember, when you do that, a little negative crawls out, up there. Put it up on top, and then you just work out the top, the numerator. 10 minus 5 is 5. The denominator now is m minus 2. It's the same for both, so you keep it the same. So nothing's changed. We're still trying to get just a common denominator. So let's draw number 39. 1 minus y plus 3 minus 4y over y minus 1. Once again, exactly the same. The denominators are kind of the same, but they're reversed. So take one of them. It doesn't matter which one you want to switch. Let's switch the one on the left. We'll switch this guy, and that's going to become a y minus 1 when I switch it. When I do that, a negative comes up to the top, and because now I have two negatives up on top, these will cancel and become positive 1. Then I can just combine 1 plus 3 is 4. Then I have minus 4y over y minus 4, or y minus 1. What do I do from here? I can factor out a 4. Take out a 4 from here, take out a 4 from there. That's going to give me 1 minus y over y minus 1. Finally, after I factor, I can cancel something off. If you notice, I can cancel off the y minus 1 and the 1 minus y. Although technically they're not exactly the same, I could cancel them off as long as I remember to bring out a negative. So that's going to be my answer, negative 4. That's why we have a little tiny baby box. Alright, take a look over to the next page, page 39. Let's do number 40. We'll see how many we can squeeze out of this page before we have to say goodbye. No, don't leave me. 3 minus p, is that what it is? Okay, so same scenario. We need to switch one of the denominators. You get to pick whichever one you want. I'm going to go ahead and switch the one on the right. So I'm going to switch this one and make that a p minus 3. When I do that, a negative pops out. What's going to happen with that negative, it's going to switch the middle minus into a plus. This right here, which used to be a minus, now switches to plus because I switched. And then I go ahead and combine the tops. On the top I have a p. I also have a negative 4 and a positive 1. When you combine that, you get a negative 3. And on the bottom I have a p minus 3. P minus 3 on top, p minus 3 on the bottom. When you have the exact same thing, top and bottom, they cancel off, and that leaves you with 1. Because these are going to go away. Alright, let's take a look at number 41. 2 over x minus y squared plus 7 over minus y squared minus x. Same scenario. Switch these. Which one do you want to switch? The one on the left, the one on the right? Doesn't matter. Let's switch the one on the left. Just for variety. Just so we get some different looks at this. The negative pops up to the 2. Now I have a negative 2 and a positive 7. A negative 2 and a positive 7 combined to make 5. So that's the 5 on top. And on the bottom, y squared minus x. Can't do anything there. Can't reduce, can't cancel, can't factor, so just leave that as is. Let's try number 42. Negative 8 over p minus q squared plus 3 over q squared minus p. Reverse the denominators, the p minus q squared and the q squared minus p. Which one do you want to switch? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Let's switch the one on the left. If we switch on the one on the left, the negative pops up, turns the 8 into a positive. Then I can combine the tops, and that'll give me 11 over q squared minus p. Alright, good stuff. Take a look at number 43. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I'm not going to rewrite it, just look at it from where it is right now. Let's switch the one on the right into 5x minus 3y. What that's going to do, it's going to take out a negative and switch the middle minus into a plus. So now I go ahead and combine the tops. That's going to give me an x plus y on the numerator. And the denominator is going to stay 5x minus 3y One more, 45, bottom of the page, here we go. We need to reverse one of these. Which one do you want to reverse? Again, does not really matter. Let's reverse this one. So we get 4p minus 5. The negative shoots up to the 9. And then we have a positive 3 and a negative 9. 3. Take away 9 is negative 6. On the denominator, I have 4p minus 5. That's my answer. So all of these, I was trying to get a common denominator, but all I had to do was switch the bottoms. Turn the page! Now these are going to get a little more complicated. We won't have time to do every single one of them, but let's try a couple. Why don't we start with number 48? With number 48, the first thing I need to do is factor out a 4 out of those two. So take out a 4, and I get p minus q on the denominator. So what I'm going to do is look at this denominator, look at that denominator, and ask myself, how can I make those two denominators the same? What is the guy on the left missing that the guy on the right has? Did you notice it? Do you see it? Yes? No? The 4. There's a 4 on the right that the guy on the right has. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the fraction on the left by 4. So multiply this by 4 and multiply this by 4. What that does now is it makes the two denominators exactly the same. So I can go ahead and multiply this up here. That'll give me 20p over 4 and p minus q. And on the right, I get a 3p plus 1 over 4 times p minus q. Since the denominators are the same, I can go ahead and combine the tops. The numerator, I have 20 minus 3. That'll be 17p minus 1, sorry. The reason why that should be a minus is because this minus is kind of distributed over to that 1. So it becomes minus 1 over 4 parentheses p minus q. And that's your answer. Okay? The concept is still the same. I need to get a common denominator, but before I can do that, I need to factor. That's what makes this one a little bit more difficult. So let's try number 49. I'll put it up here. Here's what we're going to do. Let's take only a look at the denominators. This down here breaks up into x minus 3 and x plus 3. The top is 5. On the bottom of the right-hand side, over here, we're going to break that down into x plus 3 and x plus 1. And the top is still x plus 2. So all I did right now is factor the denominators. Okay, break down the denominators and get two sets of parentheses. Now the question is the same now. The question is, what does this guy on the left have missing? What is that missing that the guy on the right has? What's missing on the left that the guy on the right has? Take a look at those two denominators. See how they're different? The one on the right has an x plus 1. So we're going to multiply this by x plus 1. Top and bottom. The one on the right is missing what? Because now this guy has 3 things. What does it have that the other one doesn't have? You see it? It's an x minus 3. X minus 3. That's what's missing from here. So we're going to go ahead and multiply all this. The denominators are now the same. Notice that this, and this is the same as this, and this. So that was the big goal. We're trying to get a common denominator. Once you have a common denominator, you can go ahead and distribute the top. So let's go ahead and multiply 5 times x. 5 times 1, so that's going to give me 5x plus 5. On the right-hand side, it's going to get a little bit more complicated because we have to FOIL. You have to do x times x. So that's minus x squared. That minus comes from the middle here, that has minus. Then x times negative 3, it's going to be negative 3x, but then that minus switches it to a positive 3x. That's where it's going to start getting tricky here. Then we multiply the 2 with the x. So that turns out to be a minus 2x. And finally a 2 with 3, that's negative 6, but switches to a positive 6 because of this minus. So that minus in the middle is switching all the signs. So whatever it used to be now becomes the opposite. We can go ahead and combine all these. Let's put like terms together. What do we have? We have a negative x squared on the top. Let's put it in here because this is going to be our final answer. We have a 5x plus 3, that's 8. 8 minus 2 is 6x. And then finally the 5 can combine with the 6 to get 11. And the denominator, it's going to be these 3 things that we made over here. So it's going to have x plus 1, x minus 3, and x plus 3. And so I told you these were going to get a little confusing and a little more complicated. So we're going to go ahead and stop here. And you still have page 41 and 42 to complete, I know. Try those out. If you get totally lost, come in, get some help. But definitely try quiz 2. Okay, try quiz 2 at home so that when we come back, we can do the review together. All right, we'll do it. All right, see you later.